Lions TV, full time from Welling United. It finished Millwall under 23s 2, Watford under 23s 2. Now, before anyone starts having a meltdown on social media or anywhere on the comments, this game is a behind closed doors game today. I am in the Era from Belvedere side. I used to play for Era from Belvedere. Coincidentally, a couple of mates I used to play with Era from Belvedere have bought the club, and they've asked me to come down because they're interested in me doing some social media in and around the club for them as well. So, coincidentally, I've come on the same day as Millwall 23s were playing here. So, I've watched the game about 50 foot away from the nearest person, which was probably the linesman, kept over this side all by myself, no involvement with Millwall FC and no involvement with Welling United Football Club. So, that's all the necessaries out of the way. The game itself, let me try and get through the team if I can remember it off the top of my head. It was Frank Fielding in goal, and it was good to see him get minutes under his belt. Very commanding, very authoritative, and he's pulling the strings vocally, if you like, from in goal. Back three we set up, by the way, as well, the same way that the first team set up. They do throughout the club now. It just works that way. So, if you do progress from the 23s or whatever side into the first team, you're familiar with the structure and the formation. It was Hayden Muller, right side of centre-back. It was Rob Strachan, left side of centre-back. And it was Harry Ransom, wedged perfectly in between the pair of them. James Brown was right wing-back. Junior Tienza was left wing-back. The two central midfielders were Dan Moss, who I think was out of position. I'm pretty sure he's a full-back, but he plays central midfield today alongside Ruben Duncan. Then out on the right, you had Tyler Berry. Through the middle, you had George Alexander. And on the left, Sean O'Brien, I believe his name is. He's the only player I'm not familiar with. The game started, and it was a little bit of a shaky start. First 5-10 minutes. Ball over the top. The Watford striker gets through. Frank Fielding does well. He comes out, he narrows the angle. The Watford striker gets there first, but he knocks it, away from the goal. Fielding shows him wide, and it goes off for a goal kick. After that, another shot from distance. It did have him scrambling a little bit, Frank Fielding, but the shot goes over his bar. And after that, Watford didn't have anything in the game. The first half, was a little bit scrappy, and we take the lead through a Junior Tienza right-footed strike from outside the box. He gets given the ball wide, he cuts in from the byline, he shoots right-footed, good shot, 25 yards out, he can do no more, and it goes in the near post. I'll be asking questions if that's Frank Fielding letting that one in, I've got to be honest. But, take nothing away from Tienza. Good strike, confident, cuts in on his weaker foot as well. I didn't know I had that in the locker, but he scores a good goal, and we go in at half-time, 1-0 up. We came out in the second half, and we started to dominate. Ruben Duncan started to play well in the centre of midfield, pulling strings, his passing range, and moving off from Ruben Duncan and on to Tyler Berry. I don't like to dig players out, I especially don't like to dig youth team players out, but Tyler Berry's an exciting prospect for us, and I'm sure he's going to be a good player, but there is a lot to learn from him. He's brilliantly pacey, he's very direct and very confident, which is good, but I honestly think the other 21 players could have gone for a pint in a bar for 10 minutes and he wouldn't have even noticed, because he just will not release the ball. He's very, very self-indulgent. It's frustrating to watch at times because he is a talent, but Tyler, mate, if you're watching, you got to start getting your head up, mate, and start trying to release the ball. We had chances. James Brown done well at right back, got into a very good area. He has to score. He balloons one over the bar. Skeffin had a shot that was blocked. He'd come on a substitute. Who else? Good header from Ruben Duncan. And we looked in no danger at all. No danger. We only looked like we was going to build on our lead. However, crossfield ball. Frank Fielding comes out. Hayden Muller, it comes down, Hayden Muller tries to bring it on his chest, and Fielding's coming behind him to take it, and they're sort of travelling in opposite directions. So by the time he brings it down on his chest, it's a complete mix-up between the two of them. I don't know whether Fielding hasn't called, because he was very vocal in the game, but I didn't actually hear him at any point there call for it. But Muller takes it away from him. It's a complete mix-up, and the centre forward for Watford just walks in between the pair of them and walks it in the net. That was actually the last involvement for the pair. They was then double substituted in a triple substitution. Along with Tyler Berry was also taken off, and Topolosh come on, the reserve goalkeeper whose name escapes me, sorry. It randomly gave Watford a lift, and it just completely killed our tempo, because they had nothing in the game, Watford. They hadn't had a shot till that point. It wasn't even really a shot that they scored, he just walked it into the goal. So what happens is it just gets their tails up. They come forward again, crossing from the left, shot point blank, is very, very brilliantly saved by the Millwall goalkeeper, but the rebound dropped straight to the Watford player, and they're 2-1 up out of absolutely nowhere. I don't know, we could have been 4-0 up by this point, but we're 2-1 behind, and then the game looked flat, it looked dead, and at the point my mate texted me and said, because he knew I was here, as George Alexander playing, I said, he's done brilliant, George, but again, he's getting balls drilled in from up here, but the way he was plucking them out of the sky, his first touch and bringing other people in, he worked tirelessly, he worked brilliantly, but again, not one opportunity to shoot in the game. And if he gets opportunities, he scored goals. And just for a change, as I'm texting my mate, just said he's not had one chance to shoot. He gets one chance out of his feet. Good night. It was only going one place. I don't think I've ever seen George Alexander miss a chance from open play. I've seen him hit the bar for penalty at Ipswich last season. Sorry, at Coventry last season. But he just does not miss. The second he got the ball at his feet, it wasn't going anywhere else other than in the back of the net. And I don't understand why he's in and around the first team. He works tirelessly on the pitch. And he scores goals. If you give him a chance, he will score. It's as simple as that. He just doesn't miss. And he rescues a point in a game. We've had to scrape a draw, which we should have won comfortably, but we didn't win comfortably. It was a beautiful day in my hometown of Welling, and I very much enjoyed coming to watch the under-23s draw 2-2 against Watford. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.